for six. What a shot that is.
Alright guys, so this is the Yorker, and normally we talk about Bangladesh cricket, everything there is to talk about, and we'll talk about the BPL. It's the 6th edition of the league. It starts on Jan 5th, so what we're going to do is each one of us will take a team, and then we'll review it. We'll talk about just in general what the teams are shaping up to be, their strengths and weaknesses, the players we think you should watch out for, and then our own final 11. So let's do it. Let's get started. I have the Dhaka Dynamites, and the Dhaka Dynamites they've won 3 out of the 6 editions so far, so very strong. And even last year they became the runners up. And when I see Dhaka Dynamites, I see a very confident team led by Shakib Al Hassan. They retain Shakib, of course, and they also retain Karen Pollard, Sunil Narayan, and Ravman Powell. So they're going with a very Caribbean flavor. And their signings are really good as well. They've got, however you say it, Hazrat Zul Sazai and Andre Russell. So they've got all the star players. And for the draft, they began with Rubel Hussein. That tells me they're relying on him to kind of spearhead their bowling attack, which they'll do. They also got, they're coached by Shujon, and they've included Mohor Sheikh, who's a prospect from Shujon's academy club, so a bit of what do you call nepotism at there could be. Um, their strengths and weaknesses, I don't think they have. Their weaknesses is they don't have enough strong enough homegrown talent, with the exception of Shakib, of course. But their strength is, of course, Drake Russ. He's got the highest strike rate of all time, given the number of games that he played in ODI and T20. So it's a big difference maker. He was accused of pumping in steroids with all the big muscles, but he's cleared now, so he can start hitting, I guess. And players to watch out for local, I would say Muhammad Naeem. He's got a great average, and not just the first class average, but at least A average. So that tells me he can bang. He can really play. He can hit the 4s and 6s. And for the foreign players, I'd say you should watch out for the main man, Andre Russell. He can bowl, he can bat, and this is what he does. He makes his money playing all these leagues around the world. Played IPL, played the CPL, and he also played the BPL before. And he'll do that again. And so let's get into the lineup for their best 11. I think it's going to be Ronnie Talukdar up top. He's more of a first class player, but because we this season there's only 4 foreign players in each team, so I think he'll open the lineup. He's not a bad player. He got one chance in T20, his sole T20. He played for the Red and Green Tigers, and he put up 21. So he was one of those players. I think he could have gone on to achieve great things, but for the lack of chances, he just didn't do that. But this is his chance. He'll be trusted. And I'll pair Muhammad Naeem, like I said, he's a good prospect, to open the lineup with him. Then I'm not really going. I'm not too sure about the order, but I'd say Ian Bell. Great player. He's played for the National Lions before, the English national team, and he'll do great things. Got a great average, great strike rate. After that, I'll bring in the main man, Shakib Al Hassan. Uh, you can never count him out. The minute you count him out, that's when he comes out and surprises you. After that, I'll say Hasratullah Zazai. Great talent, great prospect. Limited number of games, but what he's done for Afghanistan and other leagues as well, I think he can replicate that for the BPL. Right after that, I'll bring in Trey Russ. Some might argue it's a bit late to bring him in, but I think he's cool facing up delivery, coming in at 6. After that, we have Nurul Hassan, who'll be the keeper, best keeper, keeping wise, best keeper we've got in Bangladesh. And in a game like T20, you need to make your chances count. You need to every little thing counts. The stumpings, the catches. If you can get the other team out, then that's a good thing. And I think Nurul will come in very handy being the best keeper. After that, we got somebody you've seen before. He's been making his run around the mill. Shuvu got the home, all rounder. I just tried. I tried to fit him in. The other guys uh, we could have put Kazionik in there as well, but he's a local homegrown talent, very expensive economy rate. That's why I didn't go with him. I went with Shuvu got the home as all rounder. So We got his batting and bowling. If he clicks, he clicks. He makes a difference. After that, we got Sunil Narayan. We will rely on his experience, good spin bowling option. After that, we have Rubel Hossain. I've talked about him already. And I'll pair Asif Hassan with him. He's got a good economy, needs more wickets, slow left arm option. So with Asif Hassan and Nurul Hassan, excuse me, with Asif Hassan and Sunil Narayan, I think they'll give you a two handy space spin options. And then with Rubel Hossain, you have the lone pacer. And Andre Russell can support him, I guess, with the and then you got Shakib Al Hasan, of course. So that'll be the five main bowlers. So that's it for the Dhaka Dynamites. I don't think they'll actually win it this year. They're very strong, but I think they kind of became over reliant with the whole Caribbean strategy they're trying to do. And Mohammad Naeem, if they're going to win, I think they'll have to rely on his batting, and this has to be as a coming out party. This edition of BPL. I think they'll be up there as they always are. Very strong team. One of the only three teams to have a home ground. The other two are Sylhet with Sylhet National Stadium and Chittagong. So they'll make their home advantage come into play with Mirpur National Stadium, but I don't think they'll go all the way. So that was it for the Dhaka Dynamites. Okay. So yeah.
I was gonna ask something, but I didn't. But okay.
No, that's right. So Rinat, thanks. I just forgot. We're supposed to have a Q&A. So what do you think, guys? You heard me speak about them. Which made you make up the team?
I think it's a no-brainer to play Narayan as an opener, though. The guy who has been so successful in IPL. I mean, I don't think Dhaka Dynamites is bigger than Kolkata Knight Riders. If he can open for KKR, he can open for Dhaka Dynamites, right? And putting him up there, it opens up a spot down the order to play an extra bowler, or an extra all-rounder and whatnot. So that's just my opinion, though.
Right.
But I think
you're right. I always thought it was so strange to make a guy like that all of a sudden open, but this is T20 and.
But it has worked. It has worked.
It has worked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
other than that, yeah, it's a strong squad, right? So.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, it's the Caribbean flavor. Caribbeans, most of their players don't do really well in our conditions in a consistent basis. So they are taking a chance with that.
Right. Well, they've only got to do well for just really even 15 or 20 deliveries. They've got so many good power hitters there. They've got Narayan. He's a nice pinch hitter up top. But they've got Pollard. They've got Rovman Powell, Andre Russell. They might have the most power hitting out of any of the teams.
Excellent bench strength with Pollard and Rovman Powell. I don't even include them in 11, but they can come out and put in a good shot.
I think Pollard is not the same player that he used to be. He doesn't start in the IPL starting 11 anymore. So his best days are over. But I think overall Dhaka has a very good team, and as a franchise also, Dhaka spends a lot of money on the foreign players. So they have good sponsors. So they have a good
and on marketing
Right.
They have a bit of a rivalry going on between Beximco and Bosundhara. So, and I've seen it in the Dhaka versus Rangpur game. There is a rivalry that's building up because these are the two giant powerhouses, right? And it's like between Salman F. Rahman and Bosundhara, they're going at each other to win the title. So.
Right. And if you look at their buys, they're two foreign players each team is allowed to buy before the draft. They really know what they want. They went after the really hot prospects with Hazratullah Zazai and Trey Russ. But it's just that arrogance coming into play, which is why I think they're not going to win this time. They think they will, but I think it'll be, looking at some of the other teams, I think it'll be one of them.
I think Shakib's captaincy is going to play a big part. I think the last edition I've seen, Shakib's captaincy wasn't very good with Dhaka Dynamites. I mean, he wasn't using his resources properly. His strategy varied game by game by a huge margin. I think this is something he needs to improve on, is work with what he has.